Hello and welcome, my friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching this video. This is going to be my group reading in celebration of Easter. With everything that's going on in the world right now, I thought it was really important that we embrace this time of love, rejoice, and connection. It doesn't matter what faith you are, the Easter long weekend brings about a shift in energies. We're focusing more on that rebirth, that love, and that connection. I really wanted to look at that. I wanted to focus in on this high vibrational loving energy rather than this uncertain and unstable energy that is kind of bouncing around in our environments right now. So that's what I want to look at today. I want to gain some guidance from the divine on what's happening for us, and more importantly, how we can start to progress and move forward. Now, the decks I've chosen for this reading, I chose the Wild Unknown Tarot and the Energy Oracle. Like always, there are links below to both these fantastic decks, so should they speak to you, you can go check them out for yourselves. And like always, this is a selection reading. I want you to choose one crystal that is speaking to you. I have the Rose Quartz, the Tiger Eye, and the Fluorite. In the description box below, I have a timestamp link. You can click on that corresponding link and it'll take you straight to your reading, and I'll see you there. Hello and welcome, my Rose Quartz friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have a full deck of tarot and a full deck of oracle cards, so you get the fullest and most comprehensive reading for you. Alright, without further ado, let's see what the cards have to say for you. What guidance can the divine give to my Rose Quartz friends? My Rose Quartz friends, for the Easter long weekend. Okay, let's see what we have here. So the first one that jumped out, the Wheel of Fortune. The 10th card in the Major Arcana talks about those natural shifts and progressions that we're making in our lives. We already know this is a time of change, a time of shifting for us. However, we need more than that. We need to know how to move forward, how to embrace this time, to make those shifts, to make those changes that are meaningful for us. It's followed by the 7th card in the Major Arcana, the Chariot. The Chariot talks about using our inner willpower and our drive to push us forward. We're looking at some shifts that are going to need some courage. We will need to use our courage and determination to overcome this challenge. This challenge is going to be scary in some ways. We're going to be tackling a lot of what we don't want to tackle. Making shifts that may feel uncomfortable initially. However, with that courage, with that determination and willpower, when you see it through, that shift and change will become the norm. Those expectations and ideals will need to shift to this new norm. The Daughter of Cups, or the Page of Cups. Having that flexibility to flow with what's happening. The rigidity of life and those expectations, those demands, has started to take a toll because we are going to have to shift. We know that this situation that we're dealing with is very tower-esque. We've got a tower situation happening that is forcing our hands. We no longer have that option, that free will. The universe only allows us to be stagnant for so long before it kicks us into high gear. It literally zaps us in the butt to get us going. We've got the going, and we know we need to evolve. That flexibility, intuition, and creativity that the Daughter of Cups offers is going to be essential. We need to bring ourselves more in line with our life's purpose, which for everybody, it's a very individual piece. However, that intuition, your intuitive creativity, and most importantly, our connection and our emotion of love. Too long have we been self-centered and looking at the dollar sign. It's now important that we shift from that ego-centered viewpoint to that unconditional, loving viewpoint. We need to work as a collective in overcoming this challenge. And as an individual, we need to start making shifts and changes in our lives that are going to bring us more in line with this loving, creative entity of the Daughter of Cups. When we start to tap into that flexibility and creativity, we're going to see a very well-rounded and very stable foundation to build off of, to allow our individual self to flourish and grow in that high vibrational energy. And it's that high vibrational, unconditional, loving energy that we need to be sitting in. At the end of 2019, the beginning of 2020, a lot of my readings were talking about making sure our foundations were very solid. And that's what we're looking at. We need to have that solid foundation. We know there's another shift coming in early 2030s, around the 2032s. And that shift is going to take us from our current vibration, and it's going to kick us up a couple notches. Many of us are going to be at the 5th dimension rather than the 3rd dimension. And those of us who are already at the 5th are going to see ourselves evolve even higher. So making sure we've got that foundation. That foundation is key. My cards just caught up to me. The Emperor. The 4th card in the Major Arcana. Now, the Emperor is usually the pinnacle of rigidity. However, that's not what they're talking about here. The Emperor is standing for that foundation, that structure, that stability and support. The Emperor is the 4th card in the Major Arcana. And the 4s in tarot are all about that foundation. And we need that foundation to go forward. Literally, here's our roots, here are our leaves and branches. The Emperor gives us that stability and foundation for us to fly off of, for us to really, well, spread our wings and go. We also have the 7 of Cups. Now, the 7 of Cups is known as the 7 deadly sins. The 7 of Cups brings about illusion and uncertainty. This card mirrors what we're dealing with right now. That energy of uncertainty, the unknown, and most importantly, the unexpected. Most of us didn't see this coming. We didn't have it on our radar. This uncertainty, this instability is causing us to slow down and not be focusing in on what's truly important right now, what we should be looking at, reflecting on, and shifting. Then we have the 13th card in the Major Arcana, the Death card. This card is a release, a transition card. Talks about the need for releasing what's not working. And for some of us, that can be a lot. For others, as we've trimmed and pruned that inner peace, those core values, those thoughts, those beliefs, those passions, that drive, what we're doing with our lives, as we released what isn't working, release those addictions, and literally taking the noose that the devil usually has around our neck off, we've been able to shift where it is we're going, shift our viewpoints to bring us into a more aligned space and path with our soul's deeper journey. So what you need to release is again going to be an individual piece. However, knowing that this is a time of reflection, no matter what that energy is shooting out, taking time, balancing things out so you do have time to reflect. What is important right now? Remember, we have that unconditional loving energy that we need to focus in on. How can you bring in more love, more joy, and most importantly, more creativity into your life? The more creative and passion-centered we are, that heart-centered towards ourselves and others, that's going to bring us into alignment, into what we wanted to do, what we signed up to do. That's going to help increase that fulfillment, that joy, and in the end of the day, that happiness. So that's the guidance that the divine is sending us. Let's look at how we can really embrace and move ourselves forward. What guidance can the divine share with my rose quartz friends regarding incorporating and implementing, got some jumpers there, this path and the ideas you sent forward? Healer of the Ages. Doesn't shock me to see this card come up. This is a depiction of Jesus. Was a man that walked the earth. No, if you ever are able to channel him, if you ask him about the Bible, he'll be very blunt about how inaccurate that book is. However, Jesus is a divine master and a healer. We need to embrace that healing, loving energy into our lives, especially with ourselves. Taking that time to nurture and love ourselves so that we feel stronger and more able to help out in our community, help out socially and globally. Envy. Like I said earlier in the reading, it's really important that we shift from that very materialistic, ego-fed lifestyle where we want what our neighbors have so that we have status and we have that sense of power. It's a false sense of power. It's a false sense of wealth. That envy and that quote-unquote wealth will really bring us down again. We won't learn, we won't shift, we won't be able to embrace what's really important, and we're going to find that our lives don't have that fulfillment that we're looking for. In the same breath, we do need to care for ourselves. we do need to be able to ensure that we have those basic needs. That balance piece is very important. Many of us won't be able to be paid well enough to live, to be or do what it is we truly want to do. We have to balance out ensuring we have those basic needs with where it is we want to go. Eventually, this will give us enough to pay for the basic needs as our society shifts the views of what's truly important. Now, we do have multiple 13s. In this oracle deck, they actually number their cards and put it on the deck. Not every deck does. However, we've got multiple 13s in the oracle and then in the death card. When you have multiple 13s, the angels are telling you to calm your mind and receive that intuitive message and idea. Combining it with your strength, energy, and inspiration, you're going to be able to push yourself forward. You're going to be able to really embrace what it is you need to do and incorporate it into your life. Angel of Balance. Like I said, that balance piece is going to be key. Ensuring that you maintain and sustain balance in all aspects of your life. Calling on and requesting for help as you need it, from the high vibrational beings like the angels to your everyday support system here on earth, here in the physical plane. Asking for the help, reaching out, ensuring that you are balanced, centered, and feeling really secure in moving forward. We do have that uncertainty and instability. When we are at a time of instability or we're feeling very unstable, going back to that grounded foundation, grounding ourselves through different visualizations and deep breathing meditations, crystals, whatever works for you. Ensure that you are functioning from a very grounded and centered space. A man holding a heart. That heart space, unconditional loving energy is very important right now. Ensuring that we do function from that heart space. It's not a time to overthink things. Yes, we need that reflection and release. However, we need to be more globally loving towards ourselves and those around us. Interesting. A woman holding a heart. So you have that male and female. In creation, you need that divine feminine and divine masculine to go forward. You need to use both your masculine in that very critical collective thinking and that fluid and more emotion space to create and produce in that very creative and passion sense. Using that divine masculine and feminine to go forward and help create and produce in your life those important, meaningful aspects. Making sure that they are in balance and harmony so that you are able to create what it is that will bring you that fulfillment and joy. And then finally, caring connections. Talks about the importance of those relationships, asking for support, giving the support, connecting in and loving each other. That heart-based, unconditional loving energy is going to be really important for you and those around you. When we come from love, that unconditional loving viewpoint, we're going to be raising the vibration of ourselves and those around us. Caring Connections also talks about that connection with self and your higher self. The more nurturing and loving you are to that higher self, connecting in with that intuition, the stronger your connection to those high vibrational beings and the universe will be. You're going to see that this connection will help you move forward, help you receive that individual guidance and nurturing love that you need to find that fulfillment, realign yourself with your soul's deeper purpose, and at the end of the day, really embracing that joy and happiness that we're seeking. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching my video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some insight into what the Divine wants to offer you for the Easter long weekend. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There is so much more coming your way, my friends. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss any of this amazing insight and healing is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my friends. Hello and welcome, my Tiger Eye friends. This reading is especially for you. Like always, I have the full 78 cards in the tarot deck and a full oracle deck for this reading, so you get the most comprehensive and full reading for you. Alright, without further ado, let's get into this and see what the cards have to say. What guidance and support do the Divine have for my Tiger Eye friends for the Easter long weekend? The Ace of Swords, those aha moments. I really enjoy how there's lightning bolts in the background. Really speaks to how the jolts are going to break free some of those, well, if you will, chains that we're dealing with. Crack some of these barriers and walls that we've built. Those aha moments will come fast and furious, especially when we are open to receiving that message. When we slow down, sit with this uncertainty, be somewhat okay with it, and being open to those messages, open to those ideas. Even if we don't have our clairs working at 100% or even 20%, we can receive and tap into the collective consciousness that will give us the individual guidance and knowledge we need so that we're able to align ourselves with our soul's deeper purpose. It's a very individual path. These aha moments are going to be very different for everybody. However, at the end of the day, they're going to align us so we are at the perfect spot and where we need to be, what we need to learn, and ensure that we're in the right spot to find that fulfillment and joy we're looking for. The Wheel of Fortune. These aha moments, this Tower-esque event that we're dealing with in our situation around the world is starting to shift us, really zapping and untangling some of this collective cobwebs that have formed due to stagnation and lack of evolution. As this wheel continues to move, we're going to start to see that alignment come forward, and these aha moments really help us find that fulfillment, find that meaning. Because that fulfillment and meaning, again, is going to be a very individualistic piece. The Emperor, the fourth card in the Major Arcana. It talks about stability and structure. We have to be very careful with the Emperor. He's not offering his very rigid energy. Rather, we're looking at that stability. Fours in tarot, and especially the Emperor, talks about that stability, that foundation. Now, some of the readings I did back in the end of 2019, the very beginning of 2020, I said that we're going to be looking at a year of foundation, establishing that foundation, and the importance of having a very grounded, positive, and loving foundation to grow off of. Because this decade of 2020 is a year of growth and creating that foundation, because in the early 2030s, around 2032, we're looking at a vibrational shift into a higher vibration. So if you're working from the third dimensional vibration, you'll see a shift up to the fifth. And if you're working in the fifth, you can see it to the seventh or the eighth or the ninth. We're going to see those shifts. We need those shifts to continue our evolution and to be able to raise the vibration of this planet, and thus also helping out through the ley lines, those universal connections that we have. Really important in that future growth. As hard as it is right now, we're clearing out those cobwebs so our foundation is built on that truth, on that unconditional loving energy, and most importantly, this is a time we're allowing Gaia to heal so that we can connect in and really strengthen that root system, that grounded energy to grow off of. So there's a lot going on right now, and it's really important that we connect in, reflect on our personal journey and what is important for us, and how we can start to connect in and give back to Gaia, help to really declutter and get that wheel functioning so it is flowing better. We also had the Eight of Swords. Due to the instability and uncertainty of what's going on, we haven't had that time to reflect in, to start to shed what isn't working. We've been so focused in on what's happening, how it's making us feel. That's an important part. However, we're not balancing it out. We're allowing that fear and anxiety to really pen us in so we can't flourish and grow. Our ego is screaming at us that we're in danger. Yes, this virus is doing a lot of damage to our species. It's really impacting the lives of many individuals. However, we can't allow those lower vibrations of heartache, sadness, and fear slow or stagnate our growth again. When you come from a point of love and light, we use that unconditional loving energy to our advantage. That's when we're going to see that growth. We're going to be able to declutter things, release what isn't working, creating that foundation, creating those aha moments, and most importantly, creating more fulfillment, joy, and abundance. we have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords talks about how we're working really, really hard. And we're not allowing for balance and growth. We are hyper-focused on our task at hand. We're working harder than we need to. We need to start to release what isn't working, decluttering things, so the hard work we're putting out, that energy, that determination, our passions, our creativities, is more in line with our soul's deeper purpose. And we're finding that there is more of an impact. Right now we're working really hard for the impact and shifts we're getting. However, when you start to release what isn't working, release what is penning us in, we're going to start to see that hard work pay off in leaps and bounds, especially when it aligns with our soul's deeper purpose, because the universe sees us on the right track and starts to put things in place so things fall into place and things become easier, they become fulfilling, and they become more joyous. All right, now let's look at how we can really incorporate this guidance. What wisdom can the divine share with my tiger-eyed friends regarding incorporating and embracing the message of wisdom and guidance? Not surprising we saw him come in today. The healer of the ages. Of course, this card depicts Jesus. Jesus was a man that walked on earth. Now, if you ever are blessed to be able to channel and work with him, as he's a high vibrational ascended master, you're going to find that he is very clear and in some cases very blunt about how wrong the Bible is. I'm not going to get into it. It's a very intriguing experience to channel and work with Jesus. But that energy and message that he had continues to flow today. The importance of caring, loving, and healing ourselves and each other is very important, especially now as everything is unfolding and unraveling around us. Archangel Raphael, the fourth chakra. Your fourth chakra is your heart chakra. It's really important that we are channeling, amplifying, and working with that unconditional loving energy. When we focus in on that lower vibrational energy, that's when we start to clog up this wheel again. We need to be radiating and embracing that unconditional loving energy to start to heal ourselves and to start to heal those around us. This weekend is going to be a fantastic time to balance some stuff out, allowing yourself to work on this healing. And the best part, and I love this, a lot of times when I'm working with my clients, I really encourage them to do their healing while they're sleeping. It gives less resistance because your ego is sleeping and cannot resist that healing energy. You can request the high vibrational beings and ascended masters to come in to heal you while you sleep. I will give you guys the heads up. Jesus is very busy. He's an ascended master. He works with hundreds of thousands of people. If you call on him, he may not be able to respond. And it's not you personally that he is not able to get to. It's not you personally. Jesus is an ascended master. He's not an archangel. Archangels have this amazing ability because they're so high vibrational that they're able to be in multiple places at once. Ascended masters can't. I know that Jesus this weekend is going to be working on a global scale rather than an individual scale. Yes, you can ask for his help. He may not be able to be with you over the Easter weekend. However, do not stop talking to him. Do not stop asking for that guidance and support, because he still is with us and wants to support us. A better idea, opposed to asking very specifically for a high vibrational being or an ascended master to help you, ask any high vibrational being, ascended master, or passed on loved one that wants to help and heal you for your greater good to come forward. You can also ask Archangel Raphael to come in and support you, because he is an archangel and he can address multiple requests at once, and he can create a party of high vibrational beings for your best interest quite quickly. So really, either would be a fantastic option for you. However, I wouldn't just solely ask for Jesus, because I know that he is looking at a global healing rather than an individual one, especially during the Easter time. Patience. They say patience is a virtue, and it's a virtue that is, well, very challenging at times to try and ascertain, if you will. You need to have patience with yourself and this process. This isn't an overnight piece. Healing is going to take time. A lot of what we're healing is things that are from past experiences, so past lifetimes, generational trauma, and let's be honest, this lifetime has been full of bumps and bruises. It's taken years to get to where we're at, so it's going to take some time to heal. So don't expect this to be a one-night piece. You're going to have to heal on different levels and different vibrations. This will take time. However, when you start to do some shifting and embracing aha moments, and you're aligning yourself with your soul's deeper journey, this healing is going to come forward more prevalently and easily, because you're going to be able to do this through different aspects and tasks in your day. Starting out one step at a time, those baby steps do add up. However, it's going to take some time to do so. Now, I didn't mention this before, but we do have double 10s. In angel messages, the angels are telling you this is a time of personal development and spiritual awakening. The more you embrace and acknowledge what's happening, the more you're going to get out of it. The more your energy you put in to reflecting in, to connecting in, and to working on that groundedness, releasing the fear and anxiety, and embracing that unconditional loving energy, you can start to look at that healing process for you, raising your vibration, which has a knock-on effect of raising the vibration of the people around us. Because when we come from a space of happiness and love, our energies are very contagious. Those around us start to shift their energies. They start to see that happiness, they start to see that love, and they start to emulate it. And that domino effect is amazing to see. a woman holding a heart. That connection to that nurturing, loving energy, especially to ourselves, is going to really be important. Like I said, when we focus in on ourselves, we have the ability to start to allow others to see the shifts, the growth, and the love we're sharing for ourselves, and they too will start to bring in that unconditional loving energy to them. Now, she's the 44th card in the Oracle deck. I've got the 4th card in the Major Arcana. And angel messages, when you've got that multiple 4, the angels are encouraging you to focus on that foundation, that we need to build that strong, healthy foundation. Again, really reinforcing what I said with the Emperor. Then finally, the garden and the gate. This kind of has a couple meanings to it. So our garden, or our inner selves, needs some tending. So we need to spend time in our garden. It's not a time to be trying to look over the fence because the grass is not greener on the other side. It may have that false sense of green and luxury. However, the more we start to focus in on our garden and ourselves, the more we're able to grow, the more we're able to flourish. And our garden overpowers any greener pasture because we ourselves are focusing in on what really matters to us. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching this video. I hope that you found it fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some insight into what the Divine wants to share with you for the Easter long weekend. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There is so much more coming your way, my friends. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss any of this amazing insight and healing is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my friends. Hello and welcome, my Fluorite friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full 78 cards in the tarot deck and then the full oracle deck so that you get the most comprehensive and full reading for you. Alright, my friends. Without further ado, let's see what the cards have to say for you. What guidance and wisdom does the Divine have for my Fluorite friends? The High Priestess. The second card in the Major Arcana, she's the most intuitive card there is. That intuition is going to be key. Following that higher voice that can be really hard to hear sometimes. Nevertheless, that quiet little voice is the most important voice you should be listening for. Following your intuition will help align you to that path, to your soul's deeper journey, bringing you that fulfillment and that joy. It's really important that we listen to those little voices, that little quiet voice, because you're going to be connected in to pieces that you have forgotten. We have aspects that we have buried about ourselves years ago. Things we could do as children, things that we could do in past lifetimes. We need to connect back into them so that our journey is a little bit easier and a lot more fun. The Lovers, the 6th card in the Major Arcana, that connection, that love and companionship. So yes, that importance of connecting in with our soulmate, our twin flame, it's an important part of our journey. However, the divine is really encouraging you, rather than searching out and looking for someone else. This connection is with our higher self, with ourselves. Finding and connecting in and understanding ourselves on a deeper level will literally help us soar higher, and will help us connect in better with that soulmate, with that twin flame. So if you're still looking for one, that important piece of connecting in is going to help out. If you found your soulmate, that importance of connecting in will bring a deeper connection with that soulmate. The Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is one of the family cards. And family is very important. It helps bring that foundation and structure that we need in our lives, and it helps build us up. They're there for the good times, and they're there for us for the harder times. And in those harder times, that's when we really rely on that foundation. Many of us are seeking support from our physical family and ensuring that we meet our basic needs, that we're able to overcome these challenges that we're facing. It's also important that we reach out to that astral family. We have family members that have passed on or who've decided not to incarnate with us. Rather, they've chosen to be guides in this lifetime. It's important that we connect in to our entire family, seeking that support, seeking that guidance. So making sure that you have that balance. And I like how that we've got these amazing rainbow colors in and sandwiching the High Priestess, showing that things are not so black and white. We have to search out for those rainbows, search out for those glimmers and amazing aspects in our lives. They are there. Sometimes they're hard to see. However, when they are found, they are amazing and gorgeous. The Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is a fantastic card. It talks about teamwork and working together. I'd like to call this card the Triforce Perfecta, where you're working with yourself on all aspects, those physical individuals in our lives on the physical plane, and that spiritual plane. When we work together as a collective, that's when we can see those miracles happen. Those amazing aspects of our lives flourish and things come together. The divine is really encouraging you to work on all aspects, on all layers. Like I said before, that physical family, very important. Your astral family, very important as well. Those connections in are essential. They will help and bolster that intuition. Those connections into the divine, into those higher vibrational beings, and those connections into self to help really resonate and bring forth pieces and tools that we really need right now. Then we have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is that journey card. talking about moving forward, knowing we have to carry those past burdens and experiences with us. However, we have to move forward to be able to deal with those past experiences and how they're kind of feeling and slowing us down a bit. Moving forward is going to be that pivotal point, that key element that we need to hold on to right now. We need to allow this tower-esque situation push us forward, evolve, and grow. We can use this time to our advantage to connect in and really work on and strengthen the relationships that we have in our lives. We know that we can't deal with the burdens that we're carrying right now. We need to really be focusing in on those important connections. Now, we do have double sixes. We have the Six of Swords here, and then the Lovers, the sixth card in the Major Arcana. In angel messages, when you've got that double six, the angels are encouraging you to balance your thoughts between the physical and the spiritual worlds. That balance is really going to be helpful in that movement forward. A lot of our lives we've been really hyper-focused on that material wealth, on seeking out and achieving those goals to quote-unquote make us happy. There's more of a realization that those end goals were not so important. They're not so meaningful for us. They're full of fluffy bits that society has pushed in there to make us feel that it's important. It's not aligned with our soul's deeper purpose, and we're not finding that fulfillment and joy in what it is society is telling us is meaningful. Following that intuition will bring that meaning, will bring that fulfillment forward. And the Seven of Swords. This card is that quintessential trying to get away with a little too much card. This card really highlights those fluffy bits. We puff our ego out because our ego is in alignment. Because our ego is in with alignment. Because our ego is in alignment with that societal push. Our ego wants us to find and seek out those fluffy bits because society says that you're going to get that fulfillment. So we're going to listen to the rules because that's what society says. And society is built on that ego. It's all ego driven. That lower vibrational mindset, not the higher vibrational mindset. And we need to get to that high vibration so we've got that guidance to that fulfillment rather than that stagnation. Because it's the stagnation that has caused this tower situation where the universe is tired of waiting for us to catch up. Now, in a lot of the past videos that I've done, especially at the end of 2019, the early 2020, in January-ish time, I talked about the importance of building that foundation. We can't have it on that fluffy. It's not going to be sustainable. I said that it's important that we really bring that structure, solidifying it and making sure that we have a solid anchor. And literally we're going to feel like this mountain, immovable. We're going to feel that strength. And that's what we're looking at. We're getting rid of the fluffy and we're starting to build this amazing foundation for growth. And that's an important aspect. Like in any tower situation, there's a lot of sadness, heartache, and fear. We can't let those lower vibrational energies slow this progression. That balance is going to be key. Yes, we need to mourn the losses. Yes, it's going to be very hard to allow them to go forward and go back to that high vibrational state. Unfortunately, this was a necessary event for the universe to kick us in the butt hard enough that as a collective, we would acknowledge a shift had to occur. All right, let's go on to some further understanding and guidance into incorporating this. I know this is very broad, however, it's a group reading, so I can't really personalize it because there's more than one individual that this video is for. So, what wisdom does the divine have for my Fluorite friends in incorporating your message into their lives to seek that growth and improvement? Okay, let's see what you have here. It's really no surprise. He's come up a lot throughout my readings today. Hero of the ages. This is a depiction of Jesus. Now, if you are blessed enough to be able to channel and work with him, he is an ascended master. You're going to find out that he's very blunt about the Bible and how it's not accurate. And B, you will be embraced with an unconditional loving energy that is off the charts. Jesus is a fantastic ascended master. We have the ability to call on him. There's a catch though. As an ascended master, he does not have the ability to work with everybody at the same time. He kind of has a waiting list, if you will. He works with different people at different times throughout their lives when it's important for them in their growth. And more importantly, when they are able to start to heal and work with a lot of people, making a difference in a lot of people's lives. He's a fantastic energy, and it is a blessing to work with him. Now, the reason this card came up is not only is he an amazing energy and support system for us, we need to take this healing to the next level. And I've said this again in a lot of videos, the importance of healing. We have so much healing to do in this lifetime. We're working on healing past lives, generational trauma, the trauma we've worked through and dealt with in this lifetime. There's a lot. We have to help heal Gaia. We need to really work on the devastation that mankind has created for this planet. So taking that time, like I said before, balance is key. Taking some time to start to work with and healing yourself. Now, the fantastic piece about healing ourselves is that we can do it while we sleep. I really encourage my students as they start off and start to work on self-healing is to do it while you sleep. Before you go to bed, asking high vibrational beings to come in and support you and heal you as you need for your greater good. Now, you don't have to know who to call on. You can just blanket it out as a high vibrational being, ascended master, or passed on loved one. You need to make sure that you add in for your greater good and highest vibration. You can also call on Archangel Raphael. He's the Archangel Healing. And of course, he will create a group of healing high vibrational beings, ascended masters, and your passed on loved ones for your greater good. And people and beings that you may not have thought of because you've worked with them in past lifetimes. So it's really important that you open it up. I'm encouraging people not to try and ask Jesus to come in and ask for individual healing. He's going to be working on doing group and global healing over the weekend, and that's where he's really focusing his energy. We also had blossoming abundance. As things are shifting and as things are going to start to settle, we're going to see, just like we see now, the beautiful flowers poking their head out of the snow. We're going to see that abundance start to blossom and grow. Now, depending on how things shift as a global and on an individual basis, that growth and abundance will be very different. The more shifting you're able to clear now, the more you're able to connect in with that intuition, the more you're going to see that abundance grow. Now we do have multiple threes as well. The third card in the Oracle card, and then we also have the Three of Pentacles. In angel messages, when you have that multiple three, the angels are telling you something close to your heart needs to be expressed. And this is a fantastic time to connect into that creativity and express that feeling, that emotion, what it is you need to express in a way that resonates with you. The World. It's a very poignant card right now. It does kind of feel like right now the world is partly in shadow because of what's happening and how everything literally just feels like it's consuming everything. We do have that ability to start to not only heal Gaia, but we have the ability to start to heal ourselves on an individual and then also on a global scale. The world is going to be a very different place after this Tower event, and I am truly hoping that it's for the high vibrational rather than the low. Victory. Which kind of leads me to say that we're going to see some high vibrational shifts. We're going to see people come together, and we're seeing it now. Let's be honest, we have some amazing frontline workers who are making a difference in people's lives on a variety of levels, and we are indebted to them. Their amazing perseverance should really inspire us to embrace that high vibrational energy and embrace that victory. Knowing that we do have to create a very solid platform and foundation, not only for ourselves, but for mankind as a whole, and pushing ourselves to do the very best we can for ourselves, our family, and those around us. We've got that blossoming abundance. When you focus in on that positive, loving energy, it dispels and starts to transmute that lower vibrational energy of fear and heartache. My cards are catching up to me. Sometimes I just start talking and I forget to turn cards. So, door to value. That abundance is going to bring in wealth. Now, this is a very kind of catch-22 card. The high vibrational beings and divine are being very clear that this isn't the material wealth of yesterday. This wealth is going to come in every aspect of your life, bringing that joy and fulfillment. Will you have that monetary money come in? Yes. Because we need to have that ability to sustain and maintain our physical being. However, the most important part is that abundance. It may be hard to pick up in camera, but in this door, behind the flying money, you can see this amazing garden. This is actually connected into the temple path. This is the temple. And it's that abundance in every aspect of our lives that is going to be the key piece here. Envy. So the divine is encouraging you to focus in on that garden path rather than that financial piece. Part of what we need to release is the path is greener, the pasture is greener on the other side. When we want what our neighbors have, just to say we are the best, that is an ego-driven statement that is connected into the 6 swords that we're carrying and that 7 of swords that we're trying to transmute. That fluffy stuff that's getting in our way and stopping our ability to really enjoy what it is we have. Again, in the background, we have this amazing abundance. And that abundance is going to be even more as we focus in on ourselves. I want to thank you guys so much for spending time with me today and watching my video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some direction and insight into what the divine wants to share with you for the Easter weekend. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There's so much more coming your way, my friends. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss any of this amazing insight and healing is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my friends.